Hello there, I'm Bear. Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm gonna do kind of like an update video since Nano is 2 weeks away. I am currently on chapter 5 of my novel, Spiritus Custo, the second book to my Spiritus Raptu book. I'm on chapter 5. I am stuck, and that's kind of where I'm at. I'm gonna be committed to this whole Nano, writing the whole month of November, checking in each week as I possibly can, just to keep me going because I really want to finish this book before my birthday. So I actually don't know how many words I have. I just know I'm on chapter 5, and as of where it stands right now, my chapter 5 is at least 12 pages in a regular spiral notebook of 100 pages, so it's taking up most of my notebook right now. I am just kind of having some problems. I don't know if it's technically cheating. Is cheating for NaNoWriMo? Because I've never done this before, so it'll be my first time. It's because I've been stuck on this chapter for a good couple of weeks now, and I definitely want to get it finished. I don't want to keep writing it because I know if I put it off so much, my brain will jump onto other things, and so I've just been stuck on this one chapter for a very long time. I don't know if that technically qualifies as cheating, or being a participant in Nano means that you physically been going on in this chapter. Is I have my main character, my protagonist. She has just come back from the underworld to return back to her house because she's been in a depressive state for such a really long time. So her uncle thought it would help her if she went back to see her family. Just to put it out there too, in my first book, it is about the Grim Reaper, his family, and just the relationship between him and his daughter, and her becoming the next Grim Reaper. She is the firstborn of the Grim Reaper, therefore she inherits the throne technically from him. So in my second book, I have her returning back to Earth because she's just, like I said, been in a depressive state, and that's mostly because of all the emotions she's feeling of every single trapped soul that the Grim Reaper has ever confronted, has ever taken, has ever, basic whatever Grim Reaper does. She's just been dealing with those kind of emotions, and she doesn't know how to do it. And her uncle, which is Lucifer, and he just wants her to become normal again, while there's also like pressures from the council. I call them the council because they are the powers that keep everybody, heaven and hell, all the dimensions, in track. It's kind of like the grand jury of the whole entire universe of my story. In this particular chapter, I have my protagonist freaked out, so she bolted from my house, ended up on the beach, and she's sitting down on the steps right now, just contemplating her life, contemplating everything that's going on. But she physically and mentally knows that whatever she's feeling, they're not her emotions, but she still doesn't know how to keep track of them. She doesn't know how to process them correctly, and she just is feeling way too overwhelmed in her life as it stands. And that's kind of where I'm stuck. She has this lady's maid, which I am making kind of like a spin-off of the Medusa character that was in Greek and mythology. So I have her being her kind of like the lady's maid that watches over her, I guess would be the best way to describe that. I have her and my protagonist sitting on the steps on the beach, and we see that I'm describing the water receding in and out. I described the scenery and just overall how she's feeling. I'm not sure if I want the weather of how she's feeling to kind of connect. I don't know. So I'm just stuck on it. Right now, I really want them to have a conversation, but I don't want to use a lot of dialogue, mostly because dialogue, if you use a lot of it, I know that it can take forever to get through, and it's better to cut out most of the dialogue if you can. It's better to physically write it out rather than saying she said this and she said that, just because it doesn't allow the readers to become more immersive. But my problem is I love my characters talking to one another. I love having my novels filled with dialogue, speaking. In my head, that's what they're doing. They're talking to me, so on paper, in in a book, they're going to be physically talking all the time. And that's something that I definitely want to work on when I'm participating in Nano. I want to do kind of like a backstory on this Medusa character while also trying to gain the trust of my protagonist at the same time. And both of these girls, they don't like each other. They kind of distance themselves. They want to keep away from each other because new territory. So of course when you meet somebody for the first time or just thrown together with a person for the first time, it's kind of uneasy and you kind of feel that tension. That's what's going on between the protagonist and this Medusa person, her lady's maid, because her uncle threw them together because he's like, she needs to be watched, she's unstable, she can't be alone. So that's what her purpose is throughout the story. But I can't think of anything else. I'm just drawing a completely blank as far as continuing on the story. I know exactly how I want the story to end. I already got the ending written out. It's just the meat in the middle part leading up to the ending. That's where I always have a problem. I know where to start, I know where to begin. But right in the middle, especially when all of the stuff is going down, I have a lot of problems. I had problems in the first book. It took me a good couple months to kind of find out where I wanted the story to go. And I've done like outlining, I've done story planning, and none of that's really ever helped. All it's done for me is, okay, I don't want this in my story, so I'm going to cut this out. But then I never go back to it. I've already written so much. And I think in my first book, I had 21 chapters, maybe 18 chapters of just really thick, immersive language just to bring you into the world, bring you into understanding, mostly connecting with the reader and the protagonist and whatever character was written during the scene of the book. I usually write in first person, but I have been getting into writing into third person every other chapter, just because I feel like in first person it's definitely more personal for the protagonist and the reader to get to know each other, which I think is important, because when I first started writing, I wanted to feel like how I feel when I read books. In third person, it at least give you not only how the protagonist is feeling, but how the world is, and just a lot of descriptions. Yep, that's where I'm at for my goals for Nano. I just want to finish this novel. I want to edit it. I want to get it done before my birthday. Want it to be done, and not like the feeling that I'm rushing to get it done, but more along the lines that I've just been focusing on it too long, and it's time to finally close the story of the Spirites Raptu series. I cannot wait. I'm so excited. I think I'm gonna keep it a 2-book series. I don't know. I might do like little novel pieces connected in them. But as of right now, I'm just planning on these 2 books. So my goals and hopes for Nano is that it can keep me on track physically and mentally, and just put me in that mental state to keep writing, keep creating, so I can finish the story, get it edited, and publish it hopefully within sometime either January or February next year. That's it. So this is my 2 weeks pre-Nano. I plan on doing another Nano, is it pre or post? I think it's pre. Next week I will do another pre-update. There will also be a birthday vlog, and then after that I will be doing weekly update videos for the whole month of November. That is my plan. That is my schedule. I've already set my mind to it. I am challenging myself to complete the challenge, and I'm hoping that with this it will help me advance in my story a little bit more. If you want to be my buddy, I will definitely leave a link down below. If you want to check out my first book, I will direct you to the ebook version and the published book version, so you can either get a paper book or an ebook. And with that being said, I will talk to you guys when I can. Hopefully it's a lot sooner than I normally have. Thank you for sticking around with me, and talk to you guys when I can. Bye.